soul trapping.
No, that's new to me.
It's wild, and it's been popping up more and more through people's experiences. And there are people who are talking about when they're in the middle of and this might actually relate, I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, because a lot of this has to do with people who are experiencing an abduction situation. While they're in the middle of that abduction situation, either themselves or they see other people being sometimes hooked up to some kind of technology, and their perception is that their souls are being sucked out of the body while they're in this experience. And I didn't know how to frame it in my mind for a while until I had a friend here in studio, and we were talking about Dogman, historical Dogman, which, by the way, it goes back thousands of years. It's depicted on maps, and ancient, world travelers talk about these dog-headed people. But I brought this up with him, and he brought up his job. He works for a church where they have so many questions coming in about the Bible. They hired him to just study the Bible.
Right.
And so that's all he does all day long. And he answers people's questions in email. And he just pulled this out of the hat. It was Ezekiel, I think it's Ezekiel 13:18. And it talks about how, I guess there were women being reprimanded for sewing bracelets that they were attaching to their wrists and hunting for human souls. And it just kind of opened that paradigm up. It's like, well, what does that mean? And I still have not had anybody come up to me and say, oh, that's actually, you don't have to worry about that. That's just, let me tell you how to understand
just don't start accepting bracelets from random people. Well, one of the things I think is interesting, like obviously you're kind of widely read and experienced in conversations in kind of this fringe space, if you will, sort of between the paranormal and the supernatural. What I've found through the years, just being widely read has been helpful. For instance, Randy Kay, and I refer to Randy a lot. He's one of my close, in terms of near-death experiences, I probably know them best out of all the people that I've met, but I've heard him share his story 50 to 100 times, so I'm very familiar. But I've read about people who travel in the spirit, and people who are projecting themselves and doing astral travel, and people will often describe some kind of a cord or a gold thread or something that connects to the belly button of their body when they're above it or traveling in the spirit, if you will. Well, interestingly enough, when Randy's spirit left his body, he felt a tugging at his belly button as his soul left his physical body.